Just the Tips.
All right, everybody, it's Adam and Mike, Just the Tips, episode 77 of our podcast.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you? You got laid up a little bit there, huh?
Yeah, I got a little cold. Kind of sucks to have a cold in the middle of May, but what are you gonna do?
Is it a cold or is it some big time allergies?
I don't have allergies. Allergies aren't real. They want you to think allergies are real. That's what they want you to believe.
When you cough, does yellow pollen come out of your lungs?
No. I'm not coughing. Okay. I just got like a stuffy head. I think as soon as we finish this podcast, finish recording this, I'm going to the gym and I'm going to go sit in the sauna. So
there you go.
I'll be good by tomorrow.
Socrates, I got you.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. It's true though. And sometimes sweating something out, it definitely feels better.
Yeah, this is one of those ones. This is one of those ones where like it's kind of sitting right there, and I know if I sweat it out, I'll be all right. In 24 hours. So whatever.
There you go.
I want to be playing golf this weekend, so I gotta get better, feel better.
Yeah, me too. So like I said, way to be a trooper. No excuses. You were at the gym at the quarter to 5 this morning, whether you wanted to be or not. So nice job.
Yeah, man. So speaking of no excuses, that's kind of what we're going to get into today, right? Mm-hmm. You want to talk about it? You want to lead us into it because this is something that's on your shoulders right now, man.
It is, and it's weighing on me, quite a bit right now. I mean, I've been on this journey to be the best version of a golfer I can be since March of 2020. I mean, we're 5 years into this thing at this point, and again, we started as a 20 handicap, but 2 or 3 years ago started taking it real serious, and then 2 years definitely serious, and then last year is about as serious as a heart attack. And, all arrows are pointing towards this being an epic season. Small setback in the winter with the finger, but, a great getaway trip in February. You couldn't ask for better golf in March with the, our Strands trip away and, weather was with us. April let us down a little bit with, with all the rain. But, by the time May rolls around, we've gotten some great weather. The course is running like mid-season. And you and I got a chance to play a round the other day, and it was a good competition round. And I played very bad. I played, it wasn't even the score that bothered me so much, although the score was atrocious. It was the way the day went down. And you being a good friend, and I do appreciate that. And by the way, after the round, I went to the range, which I never do. So you just understand how miserable this is. But being a good friend, you were kind of trying to let me off the hook, and saying, hey, it's wet. You've been busy.
No, that's not what I was trying to do.
All right.
Listen. All right, and I know you want to dive into this, and we will. But I was not. You're allowed to be mad about how you played, right? Like, because I'll be honest, when I tell people how you play or what's his handicap, how's he play, this and that, I said, I never see Adam hit 2 bad shots in a row. And let's just think about how you did on 18, right?
Yeah.
So, yep. And I know that kind of easily led into you going over to the range. You're allowed to be mad about it, and I think this is what going to be my side on this entire podcast about. Dude, it's one round. It's one round. Right. Like, all right, maybe you're sore from this morning. It was whatever it is. I'm not trying to make excuses for you because I've never seen you play. I don't want to say I'd never seen you play that bad because, you had great shots and you had some bad shots. But I've never seen you play some of the holes that you played bad. I've never seen you play them that bad before. Like 18, just take 18 for instance, right? Like you hit not a good drive, a mental mistake on your second shot. Like you hit a tree on your second shot. No, you hit the tree, right?
I hit the tree because I chunked it into the tree. If I would have hit the shot I wanted, that tree wasn't really in play.
All right, and then your third shot you chunked.
Yep.
Right, like so. It's fine, like whatever. It's fine to be mad. It's fine to be pissed off. But the fact that you want to make a whole podcast is another issue in itself. So let's dive into it, dude. Let's dive into it.
So, but here's what I'm getting at, and I'll be honest with you. We believe firmly in a positive mental attitude that the best way to play good golf is to go out and do your best and learn from your mistakes and build on your successes and get momentum on your side, and all that, right? And I believe truly that a positive mental attitude says it's the right attitude for the given situation. And when you throw up a disaster the way I did the other day, it's okay to be mad about it, right? So long as you have some takeaways from it, you have some lessons to learn, and you're moving forward from it. But like I said, what gets me though is that where do I lay the blame on this one, and how much of it is controllable and how much of it is outside of my control? Because if it's controllable, there are lessons to take from it. There are things that I could do to learn from it and try not to duplicate it. But if it's out of my control, that's when I think it's even a little bit tougher. So let me ask you a question before I get into it. You're the owner of Maximum Results Fitness, award-winning personal training facility out of Kingston, and your motto, your credo, your slogan is no excuses.
No excuses.
Why is that the slogan of Maximum Results Fitness?
You want the short answer or the long answer?
I got time.
The short answer is because everyone has excuses. Everybody has something going on in their life that they would rather do than go to the gym and work out. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear them, right? Because sooner or later people are going to say, hey, man, you know what? I've been putting this off for too long. It's time for me to get my butt into the gym. You might as well just do it now instead of waiting a year, and now you're a year behind. You're 20 pounds heavier than you were last year, and you're a year older. Things are harder. Just do it now. We all have shit going on in our lives. It's like, just make it happen. Now, can we relate that to this? Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's why, like I said, I like your philosophy around it. And it is a good philosophy for golf, because if I'm playing the course and it's soaking wet, so is everybody else.
So is everyone else.
If I'm 50 years old and I'm out there and I'm playing against guys that are 50, 60, 70 years old, yes, my elbow hurts. Yes, my back hurts and stuff like that. So does theirs. There's no 50-year-old walking around like, I don't have a care in the world. I don't have an ailment in the world. And there's obviously varying degrees, right? But what I'm getting
I was just telling somebody the other day in the gym, I said, if I woke up without some aches and pains, like in an elbow or a shoulder or a knee, I would think I was dead. If I woke up without any pains, I'd be like, is this heaven? So, yeah, you're right. You're right on that. You're right. We all have them. We're all playing the course. We all got, we're all playing fast greens. We all got to play in the wind. So what is it?
Yep. So, but that's what I'm getting at is there's players that play good, regardless of condition, regardless of excuses. Now, it'd be easy enough to go, no excuses. You can't lay there's just because it was wet, you should be a better wet player. Just because you were sore, everybody's sore.
You need to chunk it out of that lake in the middle of 9. You need to be able to hit that shot. You got to have that shot in the back.
But shouldn't that be the mentality? Is like, hey, I played bad because I don't play well in these muddy conditions. Wow, what a great opportunity for me to learn how to play in muddy conditions. And the next time it's muddy, I have an advantage because I've embraced this opportunity. Okay.
Absolutely. You said it to me last year, I believe, when you were getting ready for it to hurt again. You were like, dude, I got to learn how to play in these conditions because that's going to give me the advantage. I got to learn how to play in every type of condition so that I don't have a part of my game that struggles in certain situations. You said that to me.
Right.
And I thought it was really cool. I really did. I was like, fuck, I can't play in the wind, man.
So I believe this. I embody this and everything. But I don't know what it is right now. I feel like I don't want to say the cards are stacked against me, but there's so many obstacles. It seems like in the way that and I knew this was going to happen. And maybe this is the crux of the podcast. Maybe this is the essence of it. I didn't want to put my scores in Florida. I was adamant that those scores in Florida should not be part of my gin. And everybody said, and they're probably right. I'm 100% sure they're right. Put them in. You played the score. The gin is open. Put it in. And I said this was going to happen. I'm going to put in 10 bad scores, right, of the 20 that I had that were good, right? Then I'm going to play in muddy conditions. Then I'm going to play in windy conditions. Then I'm going to play in rainy conditions. And all of a sudden, my handicap goes from a 2.8 to a 6. And I get the big red notification across the top of it. You now have a hard cap. Where you can play all the bad golf you want. We're not even going to raise your handicap. And I go, and still battling. That's okay. But I have to make the turn sooner than later to play better golf. Plus, we put so much emphasis on the Ulster County Men's Championship. I got a countdown on my phone, right? That's ticking this thing down, and I can't get proper practice in. And I'll talk about all the reasons why in a second. But I go, I'm going backwards. And the other day's round was like a very glaring example because, and I'll pause here for a second because I don't want to ramble. But it just wasn't. There was bad swings because I'm out of practice. There were bad decisions because I wasn't focused. There was bad gamesmanship because I wasn't paying attention. That's a lot of bad shit that happened on the same round. And the culmination of all of it,
for you,
I start wanting to point. Yeah, for me, I want to point it at a direction.
That's like a normal golfer, by the way. That was like me like a year and a half ago. That was like my every round.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So before we dive into your excuses, all right?
I got a ton.
What is stopping you right now from going, man, it was just a bad round. Shake it off, get them next time. What's stopping you from doing that?
Because
is it the gin? Because the gin yelled at you?
You know what though, I shouldn't, but I'm sure there's a lot of our viewers out there that do put a lot of stock in what that gin says. That dude, you're kind of half joking about it, where you're like, I identify as a scratch golfer. That's like a serious goal of mine. Like to play golf my whole life and never to be at a 0. Like that's really important. To have my handicap double in 6 weeks.
I forget the
weeks.
number. I think 90% of golfers don't break 90. I think what's that number? Do you know that number?
It's significant. It's like 80% don't break 100, 90% don't break 90, 95% don't break 80, and only 1% break 70. But dude, I was not put on this earth to be with the 90%. I was not put on this earth to be 98%.
I love
I'm
that.
the 1%er. All right.
Let's dive into all things Adam. I'm gonna go take a nap, and you can just go. You got like 40 minutes.
we can shoot a different podcast about something else. I'll just listen to this for myself. No, I'm teasing. So, but I think this really will resonate with our viewers, and maybe they're not.
No, but seriously, what is stopping you? Because you want to be a scratch golfer, and in all honesty, if you want to be a scratch golfer, you can't have any bad rounds. Like you said to me last year, like getting those last 2 strokes down, you can't have any bad rounds.
That's not true though, because it's only 8 of 20. So what you're saying is that 40% of the time you should be, and with the differential on our course, I should be. If I shot 8 of 20 rounds that were 75 or less, right, I'd be right around 0, right? The trick is the anti-cap. We talk about the anti-cap a little bit, that, if my handicap wants to be 0, so I got to shoot 73, 74, my anti-cap can't be 82, right? I'm going to lose so much money this year.
That's your other 12 scores, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The average of those scores. Like, so when you're
Does
not
it give
playing
you that
your best,
on the gin?
No, but it's easy enough to figure out. when you're
Oh, okay.
seeing 76, 92.
Especially when
you're
you
like,
got a
oh, my God.
spreadsheet. Oh, speaking of spreadsheet, let me put those in from yesterday. I know you don't want me to, but you did hit the green on. You did hit the green on 11, and I did. Or no, we both hit the green, but you were closer.
That was true.
Put that
was
in.
true. Oh, by the way, before I get into it, shout out to Story, one of the girls on the golf team. We had a quick, Mike, you'll love this. We had a quick practice tonight, right? So we can only play like 3 holes. So I told the girls, let's back it up. Let's play from the blacks. We're going to put 2 more par on everything. So the first hole's a par 5, it's a par 7. Second hole's a par 3, it's a par 5. Third hole, we'll play number 12. It's going to play as a par 7, right? So they're doing it. I count every stroke. They're having a good time. We get up to number 11, 165, pins right in the middle of the green. Grace is like, I'm hitting 7-iron. Like, go ahead. She hits a 7-iron. She's short. Maddie hits a 6. She's short, right? I hit an 8. I'm short. Story comes up, who's our foundational golfer. She just picked up golf last year. She's got a driver in her hand. And Maddie's like, oh, you're hitting driver? Story's like, well, I only hit the driver 150, and it's downhill, and if I could just keep it between the sand traps, maybe I could get on the green. Dude, she stuffed it to 10 feet and made the putt for a 2.
Wow, nice.
Come on.
Dude, that's awesome.
We
Good.
were jumping up and down. Anyway, good news.
All right.
So, you were saying.
All right, so what I'm saying is let's go into what your first main excuse you want to go to and use.
First excuse is that I set myself bad back this winter. And what I mean by that is in the fall, I went to build out a simulator room. So that way, instead of going to the simulator once or twice a week, just to kind of maintain, that I could actually get an advantage. I could have an hour practice session every day of the week. Instead, I cut my finger off. I lose 6 weeks. I never actually get the simulator completely built out before the spring rolls around.
It's like
all I did this winter was go backwards big time. I got one less finger. I don't have a simulator room, and I didn't get any practice. So,
and the finger still bothers you a little bit.
Only when I hit thin shots and it hurts me in my
only when I hit my irons and my hybrids and my driver.
and when I 3-putt, it really hurts. You know,
in my soul.
Exactly. I don't know. The cockles. Do I have a cockle someplace?
All right. So
just a setback. Not fixable, but definitely a setback.
Okay. Now let me debunk your excuse. Right.
Good.
You've had good rounds since then, though.
Well, shot 1 under on the backside of Tobacco Road.
You know what I mean? So
hit every fairway on a weekend. I've shot 78 a couple times, a few 79s. There's some rounds there, sure.
Yeah. So
right now,
your excuse is null and void. I mean. Okay. Like, you're a good enough player, especially if you got... What was your lowest you got down to? A 2.9, 2.6?
It was 2.8. Yep. Not that I'm hanging on decimal points, but it was sub 3.
All right, so sub 3. And you're a good enough golfer to where soft winter, whatever we'll call that, a soft off season is not setting you back that much.
Okay.
And you still have the good rounds.
Fair enough, but I didn't get the advance I want. But like I said, we were lucky. And again, you got to count your blessings. I was fortunate enough to get the 10 rounds in Florida. That, if I didn't start playing until the end of March and didn't have those rounds and still was unsure, about the finger, I think it would have been, a different start. So that's good news, right? The second thing is, and again, I don't want to blame anybody because it's me, and I do this to myself all the time. I took on additional responsibilities in coaching the girls' golf team. And I kind of foolishly didn't think it would take as much time as it did. I kind of had this thing in my head where I'm up there practicing anyway. They would show up. Yeah. I'm on the range. They're on the range. They're going to go play golf. I'm going to go play golf. It's not like that. And I'm glad, not that I'm glad it's not, I'm glad I can devote the attention that these girls deserve because they have made some great progress. But it's definitely set me back. I don't have a practice schedule. What they're doing is what I want to be doing, but I'm teaching them how to do it, so I can't do it myself. And I'm like, all right, strike 2. you know?
All right. So with that being said, I'll debunk that as well. All right. Now, when the weather was good, like we had some good weeks in April, and we even had a decent week in March, you were up there practicing. You were devoting the time to the girls and yourself. Where it was, I think it was like before, it was before any matches had started, and you were up there putting in the work with them, with yourself too. And I noticed, like, man, this dude's getting in more practice than I am. And I was like, crap, I want to get up there. I was even up there one time trying to sneak in like 9 holes with you guys. But I do think it was important for you to coach. It was something that you had told me that you wanted to do for your daughter, for the girls, for the team, for the school. And I think that was a very cool move by you. So even if it cost you those 0.2 decimals, it was worth it for you.
Well, I appreciate it, and again, it does feel good, you know, when I'm thinking about the girls, when I'm thinking about them. But when I'm shooting 86 on my home course in a match, I'm like, God, All right, so let's look at the bright side of this. Let's look at something that you could have taken away. Now, season's almost over. Now you're corralling 3 girls on trying to get them to play golf, and you're also trying to play golf. Maybe you take something out of it to where you're like, hey, how can I still play good golf and focus with all these distractions going on? Maybe this is something that I need to work on in order to get better, especially if you want to play in big tournaments, or if there's a crowd out there, or if Jamie and Maddie are on the 18th hole cheering you in, and you got to finish this round to maybe finish in the top 10 or something like that. Maybe that's something that you need to focus on to get better. Yeah, one of the things I probably should have done, and there are good golfers that do this, is when you have a limited amount of time, that book, Every Shot Has Its Purpose, is to not worry so much about how much time you have, but making the time you have extremely valuable. So if you're only going to hit 10 putts, go through your entire routine. Make those the best 10 putts you ever hit. If you only got 15 minutes to hit wedges, make sure that you're not squandering any one of those opportunities.
Yeah.
And isn't that what we do on the course anyway? You don't get a second chance. So
nope.
maybe a little bit more focused. But so it's easy to lay the blame on, hey, my practice time's been gobbled up. Then you kind of compound that with, hey, and maybe it's because I'm a positive person. I just don't remember the weather being this bad this late in the year. I just feel like we lost a lot of the golf season already, even just basic practice time and stuff. Now, again, the good thing is that it affected everybody. There's not somebody who's out there playing in a torrential downpour going, I'm getting an advantage of everybody else. I would think that it set us all back as a community, locally, collectively. But at the same time, it doesn't feel good,
No, but I also think that we kind of had gotten spoiled with the amount of golf that we play early in the season, not only with the channel, but also, Wilwick is pretty progressive when it comes to opening up that course, man, as soon as they can. So I think we've gotten spoiled in the past, and yeah, the weather is definitely getting to us a little bit. But that doesn't stop you from practicing on the range. Shouldn't stop you from getting into the simulator if you need to, and squeezing in 6 holes or 9 holes whenever you can.
Yeah. So but again, there's a difference between that and competition rounds, and that's the other thing is, I got these text messages flying across my phone. Hey, we need one more for this great match, or hey, can you and Mike come and do this? And unfortunately, right now, for a bunch of different reasons, a lot of times the answer is no. And every time we have to say no to one of those matches, which again, you can't say yes to them all, or you'd never get anything done. They come through every day, but you realize every one of those good like 2-man or low grosses, is a training opportunity to sharpen your knife. It's steel on steel. You don't get that from a 6-hole practice. You don't get that from a range session. You only play better competitive golf by playing with better people that are playing competitive golf. And I'm missing those opportunities sometimes too. And then the last thing I'll say, and then really what I want to do is kind of weight this out and say, how much is that being affected, or did I just have a bad day that I'm making worse than it is? And this is going to sound terrible, but I mismanaged my schedule for May. I screwed it up. I took last weekend, the whole weekend. We got rained out on Friday. You and I had a great time. But Saturday and Sunday, it was beautiful. I took the time to spend with the family, to get the yard together, thinking I was getting ahead, that I had next weekend to get rocking and rolling, and I completely forgot. I got a birthday party on Saturday, and I got family obligations on Sunday, and I work all week like a normal human being, and I go, that's like back-to-back weekends where I can't play any competitive golf. So that 18 holes that you and I got to play together, that was really important. It was important for two reasons. One, it was the only competitive golf that I'm going to get over a 2-week stretch, or probably more like a 15, 16-day stretch. And if I'd shot like a mid-70s round, 76, 77, 78, my handicap would have came back to earth a little bit. There's a high score coming off and putting that low score in. I could have seen some improvement. But like I said, you mount all this stuff up, you look at the schedule, and then, like I said, I got the clock ticking on the hurt again. I go, it just doesn't feel good. It feels terrible right now to play bad golf,
Yeah, so I mean, here's the deal. Managing the schedule has definitely been an issue. Like, our schedules haven't been lining up to get out there for a good 18 holes a bunch of times. And then playing, here's the deal. I mean, playing against each other all the time is not going to make us better. Like, it's going to make me better. It's going to be me better playing against you. But we do need to get out there and start playing against other guys that are going to push us a little bit. But that doesn't stop you from working on the game. Say, hey, listen, my driver, right? Like, say, oh, my driver, I got to work on my driver. I got to work on my short game. Whatever it is, so that when competition time does come, that you don't have some sort of blank space in there and be like, dude, I don't even know when the last time I touched my wedge was. You know what I mean? Like, That's something that is something that you got to do.
Dude, I didn't even have my wedge for half the freaking round yesterday. I gave you a putt to win a hole. What the hell am I doing? I didn't even think about it. Yeah, right?
you were definitely out of it a little bit, dude. Yeah. You tried telling me a story on 3. I hit a tree that was 50 yards in front of the tee box on 3, and you're talking to me. You're telling me a story. I'm like, I gotta find my ball, bro. You were the guy.
9 inches.
You were the
rough,
guy. You were that guy. You were slow play Steve.
So. Can you help me though? So 2 things. I got.
Yeah. I want to.
Here's what I'd like to do.
Come over to my house so I can just punch you.
Which is probably what I need. I'm in my own head. It's one of those like Bugs Bunny cartoons where the guy's freaking out and they just slap him. And he's like, "Thanks, I needed that." Yeah. So when you think about these things, so say par is 72, and I feel like I'm the kind of person that should go out and on a good day shoot 75, right? So I don't know if you want to play this game. Like how many strokes is that bad weather worth? Is the wet course worth? Is that 1, 2, 3?
I mean,
how much is
yesterday,
that
it was wet. It was wet, but here's the deal: you're taking a drop out of half that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would say anywhere between like 2 and 4, but then you're getting a good drop. You know what I mean? Like think about this, and we'll say this. And I'm going to say this on camera, and then we can talk about it after if you really want to. Okay. Your shot on 3, your approach, where did it go?
Oh, freaking 20 yards over the green.
If there wasn't a puddle there, that would have been out of bounds.
It's true.
That would have hit the cart path and gone. So think about the weather saving you a stroke and a half there.
You're right, and I made the miracle up and down with the 60-degree wedge to the weird pin, and
so that saved you.
Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, I would say depending on how you're playing, it's 2 to 4 strokes.
All right,
but you're getting good drops. You're again, but if you want to talk about score, we'll call it 4 strokes. But guess what? It was you and Fabs versus me and the Governor. We got to play the same course. So,
and the Governor, I think, put up an all-time bad score too. And you guys still ham and egg that. You still ground it out, and you still won. And I think that's what's bothering me too. Did you?
Did I beat you? I beat you by 2 strokes, bro.
Did you really?
Yeah. It's on the spreadsheet already.
So now I feel even worse. Jesus Christ.
Good.
Right,
see, that's
What's
why.
That, like the 3rd or 4th time you beat me?
Let's count them up because I got them all highlighted.
Including the simulator on Friday where you whooped me?
I don't have that in there.
I got to be honest with you. That's tugging at me too. I'm glad you're playing better, but I'm like, you're not supposed to be beating me. You said this in the gym the other day. You were talking about the guy who was like 20% behind you. Tell these guys about that guy.
So when I first started working out and getting serious, I started working out with this kid who was about probably 20 pounds lighter than me and about 20% behind me on everything, bench, squats, everything. And his main goal was always to catch me. Like he just wanted to keep, but it was an unspoken thing. He never said it to me, and I never told him that my goal was to never let him catch me.
Yep.
And is that your goal?
So I'll tell you right now. I'll tell these thousands of people watching this. I never want you to beat me. I hope you break par every day of your life and never beat me. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to beat me. The day my dad beat me for the first time, he was 50 years old. He called his mom because I wouldn't let that man beat me. Right? I don't want my kids beating me. I want
my kids to beat me. I want my kids to beat me. I want them to get good enough to where they can beat me. That's my goal.
I'm happy you're playing good, but you're not playing good enough where you should be beating me, and that's bothering me, right? But again, good for you. I'm happy for you. Genuinely, I've been bragging you up. Your coach was asking about you the other day.
That's how it should be. Is you play well, and I just play better. Like I have to beat you, not you lost. That's how it should go.
So walk me through this, because this is you're the king of no excuses. All right, now surprisingly, and I don't know why I'm surprised, you're going to where I normally go, which is in every adversity lies the seed of equal or greater benefit for those who choose to look for it with a positive mental attitude. I'm looking for the no excuses.
It will never fit on a mug.
That's it. It's a big mug. It's one of those 40-ounce Stanleys. But you're no excuses guy. I thought you'd be like, no, play better in the mud. No, play better when you don't practice. Be mentally tough. Is there an element of that? Should I just be playing better? Or are all these factors real and I need to accept where I am right now?
I think it's a combination of 3 things. I think
By the way, I have my arms crossed like I'm in the chair at the therapist office. You want
to lay down? I think it's a combination of 3 things. It's no excuses. Get your ass out there and play better and practice and work on things that you feel like you're struggling with. 2, shake it off, dude. Get your head out of your ass and shake it off and just, a good friend of ours, Jesse Steele, has a channel called One Shot at a Time, dude. Think about it, man. Just shake that last shot off, shake that last round off, and get back at it again, dude. And I've seen you do that, dude. I've seen you shoot an 81 before, and the next day you shoot 74. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. And then another combination of, like, bro, we do this to ourselves. Like, you go there and you put all this pressure on yourself, and then what? So we were talking about this off air before about like you should you should be mad at yourself, right? The way you played, you should be mad at yourself and this and that. Mm-hmm. When do you ever congratulate yourself on playing well? Right? You shoot a 74, you're like, yo, I shot a 74, but I freaking two-putted from 10 feet on this, and I missed a birdie putt here. You never even take time long enough to congratulate yourself on a good round, but you'll sit and spend minutes to hours to days pissed off about a bad round or a blow-up hole or missing an eagle putt that you should have made or something like that. You know what I mean? So This is something that, I mean, we're all that way, right? Like any person who's in love with the game the way that we are or more, you drive home and you're like, oh, man, if only I just did that or that. No matter what the score is. No matter what the score is.
So, and I agree with you. I mean, Tiger Woods won the U.S. Open by a record. You know, blew the whole world out by 10 shots and was still like, nah, I could have made that putt on 16. Yeah. But you talk about, you know, I think I do celebrate the small victories, the birdies, the good drives and stuff like that. But I don't want to say true happiness is the attainment of large goals. I think it's the pursuit of large goals, and that if it doesn't hurt, if it doesn't sting, if it doesn't suck along the way, then the joy of achieving it isn't as sweet. If it's easy, then anybody can do it, then why do it? I think that's why we play golf. But I'm holding my club championship cup. You know, now it was the net division. I'll qualify that. But, you know, that was a day where, you know, just between you and me, like I broke down in tears afterwards because I was so happy about accomplishing something that was so difficult that I put my mind to. But a goal once realized no longer motivates. So I need a bigger goal. I want to be the club champ. I want to win the hurt again. I want to play in a senior tour event and win it. You know, you're not going to do that shooting freaking 86 and letting Mike Romano beat you.
Oh, I am whooping on you the next time we play. I might make you quit golf. You're just going to be like, I still love the game, so I'm just going to caddy for Mike on a random Thursday. No, but like I said, dude, you need to. This is something that, like, for me, not being a single-digit handicapper up until last year, really kind of shook me a little bit. Like, I went and got lessons, and then I was like, I was kind of like nervous about it because, like, I don't know, my whole life, like, I've told people what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I help people. And then to pay somebody to help me was, like, a little weird. But it was something I wanted to do. And then I just checked my ego at the door. I'm like, wait a minute. These guys got swing coaches and trainers and psychologists and therapists and all these things with them on call. Yep. So, dude, like, how many times you're a huge Tiger fan, and I'm sure you know everything there is about him. I think there was one time that he went to Butch Harmon and he just changed it. He won a tournament. I think he had, like, the most wins that season, and then he decided to change his swing in the offseason. Yeah.
And again, the reason is because his goals were gigantic. His goals weren't to have the most wins in a season. His goals were to win the most majors in golf history, and he knew that the swing he had wasn't going to be the swing that he could have for the rest of his life. It let him down sometimes under pressure, and it wasn't sustainable as he got older. And he thought, hey, while I'm young, while I'm still, you know, really, really healthy, let me change my swing. And it was a bold move, but why did he do it? Because his goal was so much bigger than winning a bunch of normal season tournaments, right?
But here's the deal. In that time, though, in the time to get to that goal, it took, let me tweak this. Oh, this isn't working, so I got to work on this. Or, hey, I keep, like, having these misses, so now I gotta get back to the range and dial this in. You know what I mean? Like, there were, like, that wasn't a road like this. It was definitely, you know what I mean? And that's, I mean, in all honesty, dude, like, that's you right now. You might be in a little down spot. Get your head out of your ass and get to the golf course. Dude, like, why are you even on this? Why are you even on this call right now? Why are you not hitting balls?
Because it's raining again. It's raining again.
That's an excuse, dude. Stop making excuses. You got a screen on the wall right where you are.
I do. Not for nothing, but How many videos are of us having a 54 yard challenge on a rainy day at the course? Right?
Yeah, we've done that.
So, yeah, I got you. Listen,
and you
the
got a
other
launch
thing too
monitor.
Is I do have a launch monitor. Just bought a brand new driver that's going to add 50 yards to my drives. But here's the thing.
How'd you hit your drive yesterday? I didn't even pay attention. Was it you were
my
fine?
Driver?
Right? Yeah.
No, not great. I missed one. I missed two. I missed three. I duck hooked four. I missed fairway on 6. I hit the fairway on 7, then took a bogey. Hit the fairway on 8 and took a double. Missed the fairway on 10. On 9. Missed the fairway on 10. Missed the fairway on 12. Hit the fairway on 13. Missed it bad on 14. Hit it in the water on 15. I outdrove everybody in the
water
group
on 15. I thought you found it.
No, dude, I hit it in the water. Fabs found his, and then I watched him hit it to the right of the big tree in front of 15. Right?
Oh,
And I go, that's in the water, right? So now we're out of the hole. I'm thinking both of us are out of the hole. All of a sudden, you can hit punch draws from a 180 under a tree to the front edge of the green.
Yes, I can.
For some reason.
yes, I can.
All of a sudden, you got you're the right-handed Bubba Watson. But and so you're putting for 5 with a stroke.
No.
Right?
I rolled off the right side of the green and I chipped on, and I was putting like for 5 feet for par.
Yeah. So I'm in the water, no strokes, out. I'm putting for 5. Right?
I think I gave you a par there, though.
5.
I think I wrote you down for a par.
No, I got it right. With a 5, I got Chris chips up and makes his putt. And he's like, and you're like, good. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Chris is 2 in, 3 out, on and 4 in, and 5 for 4. You got a 3-footer. Even then, it doesn't make any sense. Even then, I shouldn't have gave you that putt. little old for the freaking tie.
Yeah.
You know, I would have given it to you for the win.
Stupid.
But here, I think this is the thing that's frustrating me the most is normally you have a bad day, you just get out there again tomorrow and grind it out. And if you have 2 bad days in a row, get out there the 3rd day or play the emergency 9 or play 36, whatever you got to do to get out of the funk. The next time I play golf will probably be next weekend. Like I said, it'll be one 18-hole round in 3 weeks. I played more golf than that in February, right? So, like I said, so now I got to kind of sit here and stew on this, and that's no fun either, you know. So, but dude, you really have helped me out a lot, and I appreciate it. And you're
so 3 things.
My therapist. So
3 things.
All right, let me hear them. Bring them.
No excuses. No excuses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Work on the shit that you need to work on. That you need to reel things back in on. So what do you think those are? Your driver, obviously, when a new driver comes in.
So I'm hooking the ball. That 5 wood I bought it was so pure. I got that thing worked out today with the girls a little bit. I'm like, get out of the way. The 3 you can sit there and watch me hit 5
Just
woods
watch and learn.
Right?
Watch and learn.
So you see how I'm hooking it, and I want to throw this brand new club through the window. Watch me take it back. Watch me take it back. So I'm good there. The putting's good. The chipping's not great, but the rough is long. But the irons are atrocious. I'm ready to get a lesson. I think I might have to call Ben Sloan and get him on.
Dude, you said you were going to do that.
Lessons. I know.
You said you were going to do it.
One of my goals.
Shout out to Ben Sloan. Check out the app right here.
Skillet?
Yep. Skillist.
Ben Sloan, PGA professional, Todd Hill Farms, best teacher in the world.
Great
and it's
stuff.
probably what I need. Because remember when Jeff Mesa helped us out? I was in a little bit of a funk. So I was doing Jeff's drill on the range, and that definitely did help. But I need to get back to puring my irons to where I'm hitting more greens than I'm missing.
I think you need new irons.
New irons? No, I don't need new irons. So number 1, no excuses. Number 2, fix the stuff that's not working. And
number 3,
working on it, I will.
Number 3, just shake it off, dude.
Shake it off. Here's the thing I was thinking.
In the words of the great
I'm in a little...
T. Swift, Shake it off.
Shake it off, shake it off. It's a good karaoke song for Vacation House, right? Here's what I was thinking is we know what a time crunch you and I have been under, just in general in life. You know, you're the dad, business owner, all those things. So we get up crazy early in the morning to work out. What if, just throwing it out there, I don't know, 6 months, instead of going to the gym, I just go right to the golf course in the morning.
5 a.m.s at the golf course?
5 a.m.s at the golf course. I'm there with Jason, mowing greens, raking traps, but grinding 3-footers for an hour, right? Grinding 5-footers, chipping, just short game practice, an hour every day instead of lifting.
Go for it.
It's hard to argue with, right? No. Listen.
So the one thing I did say to you while you were on the range is...
On the range or a rant?
Both. I think there were tears coming down your eyes, too.
It's hard to swing a 7-iron when you're crying.
I did say that as you start lifting weights more, like you are now, and you're not just like going to the gym, right? You're lifting now, and you're putting up weight where you're not completing sets. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like you're like, I don't know if I'm going to get 8 of these, and then you're struggling on like 7. Yeah. When those things happen, you start adding new muscle fibers. It's called hypertrophy, right? You're going to grow muscle fibers into those muscles. Now, one of the key things to the golf swing is muscle memory, consistency, all of that stuff. And when you start adding these muscle fibers, it changes things a little bit. That was the only thing that I said to you to try to maybe make you not go dive into the pond on 9. But that was like always my thing when it came to golf, was like, dude, every single time I touched the club, it felt like it was a different swing every time, because like it depended on what was sore that day, you know what I mean? So that was like really what helped me last year, was getting that pre-shot routine where I was getting the feel of impact position and having to like retrain everything. And I'll be honest, dude, like I would probably say that I work on maintaining that feel as much as I work out in the gym, so that I don't lose it. Because if I miss a week of working on that feel, I do it in the gym. I got clubs at the gym. I got like a little bar that I do it with. If I forget to do that and I don't do that, it's going to go away very quickly from the lifting stuff. And then it's going to take a little time to get back.
And this might make you feel good too, is I enjoy lifting those heavy weights as much as I like playing golf. I don't want to replace one for the other. I don't want to stop lifting heavy. I like I said, I like that feeling of being sore. I like that feeling of being tired. I like the moves that we're making, you and me and the group we got over there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hurting my golf game. I just think that, I don't know. It would, if you went like, hey, you're lifting too much and that's what's causing this, I'd probably call bullshit, even though you're the trainer and you had that big fancy word. Because I don't want to believe it. I really don't. I want to believe I can do both.
I wouldn't say that. I would just say that you're getting to the point in your gymming, in your working out, that you're actually lifting now. Before, I would say like last year in season, you were working out, right? You were coming to the gym, working out. Now you're lifting, you're progressing, you're going up in weights like from week to week, to where you're like, I'm getting stronger, and I'm not just maintaining, I'm not just going to the gym to work out. So that's a little bit of the difference that your body starts adjusting to. You know what I mean? Whereas like the guys...
I outdrove the governor the other day. I mean, he beat me bad, but I outdrove him.
I outdrove all you guys on, I think,
it was
one
a great
hole.
drive. Yep. So, but we're out there with the big boys, So
yeah, well,
like, it's Well, let me ask you a question, and this was kind of last year. Is we went as tournament time came up, not on a regular week or a league week or we're going to play with the boys on the weekend week, but like coming up to a major tournament, we'd scale the weights down a little bit. Like before a tournament.
Yeah, it's like a maintain.
We don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to do that, right?
Well, I just don't want you I just don't want you crippled after shoulder day for like a Friday round. You know what I mean? Like, can somebody grab my bag out of the car for me? Can I get a cart? I'm gonna need a cart after leg day.
So here's my two big takeaways. One is I think I'm just dwelling on this harder because I'm not getting a chance to bounce back from it, and it's making me think of all the negative things. I appreciate your time. And your positivity. Again, it's what makes you a great coach. It's what makes you a good friend.
That's what people think about when they see me is how positive I am.
But I think what's going to help is I got away from. I really need to go and schedule like real practice time with what I want to do and what I want to get out of it. Like if I have. Like, just say, for example, I can't play 18 holes this weekend. It's just not going to happen. And that's weird, especially for, a nice weekend in May. Yeah. But what can I do? Can I get a great range session in? Can I fix up my irons? Can I, can I use the aim box and the Rapsodo, and start getting so where I'm consistently hitting my 7-iron to a space, and bringing that dispersion in. That'd be a good use of time too. But I got to get the next competitive 18-hole round, and it feels like it has to be a good score, just for my own mental health, And then the question is what happens if it's not, And I got some travel.
Then you just stay there.
Stop it
and play another 9 holes.
Yeah. Yep. What if I get my work done late at night, and then I get up in the morning, go to the gym, and then go to the golf course for an hour before the muscles got a chance to set? What if in their jelly-like state I can start swinging the golf club?
If you can play in jelly-like state, then you can play in anything.
There you go. Maybe that's what I need. But listen, man, this has been good. No excuses though. Like I said, okay to be sad, but not okay.
Listen, it's very easy to let all of those things like. You tell them in your head, you're like, oh, well, I shot an 85 today because, it was wet out or, blah, blah, blah. Not that those things aren't real, but what would you have shot? What is your excuse on a perfect day and you shoot 85? You know what I mean? Like, you sit there and you're going to try to justify things. Stop justifying things. Put the work in, put the time in, and get out there and just crush it. And if you don't, go do it again the next day.
Gotcha. So I appreciate it more than you know. I can't wait. I really can't wait to get back on the course. I got good news though, right? I wanted to show you something. Check this out. Right, I'm going to show we got 2 cameras going here, so I'm going to show the camera first. Right, check this out. Right, and then I'll show you over here what I got.
Oh, nice! You got it framed.
Yep.
Very cool, dude.
So this is This is the 18 at Caledonia, my favorite hole in the world, and Mike got me the I think it's a watercolor. Is this a watercolor?
Yeah, Mike Strantz. That's a Mike Strantz painting, drawing/painting of 18. Your favorite hole that I still have yet to hit the green on in regulation.
Maybe that's what we need. We just need another weekend getaway to somewhere great,
dude.
So.
Ben Sloan or Steve Dresser School. That's what you need in your future. That would fix me
up in a hurry. So I need a little Sloan Dressler combo, and I'll be all set.
Yeah, dude. Yep. Maybe we can have Ben meet us at Caledonia.
Ooh, dude, he's from down that way, so he's got family and stuff down there. He's from Charleston.
And plus, he works at Tot Hill Farm, so like it's all Strantz Society.
Exactly. You take the Strantz copter down from Tot Hill Farms to Caledonia.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Just imagine a cool helicopter, but it's got a big mustache on the front of it.
Just on the front. And a cowboy hat.
Exactly. Take the Strantz copter. We're going to do all 7 in a day.
Awesome, dude. All right, dude. You feel better?
All right. I do feel better. I think.
Can you sleep tonight?
I said. Yeah. Listen. Right. I never have a problem sleeping. I'm too goddamn tired from getting up in the gym first thing in the morning. But no, I think I can shake it off. And again, just looking forward to getting out there again, fixing some of these problems and moving forward. But like I said, we got some really good partners. Shout out to Golf League. I'm wearing one of my Saturday skins. This is not a branded Just the Tips, but they're great shirts. For everybody that's purchased them, you guys know who you are. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you guys very much.
Love your feedback too. Shoot us a text or a DM if you got your shirt. Let us know what you think about it. Be real about it. We'd love to get some feedback. But shout out to Golf League.
Who else we got? We have Ben at Custom Wedgewoods. I mean, not Ben. Ken at Custom Wedgewoods was his birthday a couple days ago. He is killing it right now. Use the code JustTheTips for a discount and free shipping from anything from him. We're going to have some stuff up in your simulator at your house. A couple episodes ago, we did show the cigar, the ashtray. Mm-hmm. You got mymedicareny.com.
MyMedicareNY.com. If you're 65 or approaching 65, call Mike and his knowledgeable team. They'll walk you through your options. They might get you a better plan. They might save you some money. Who knows? It might even be free, depending on your situation. But call them for a no obligation consultation at MyMedicareNY.com.
All right, and we got Sundog sunglasses, guys. Use the code SDBF30. JTT for 30% off. I know that's a lot, but I'll put it down in the description down below. Same with all the codes to everyone, all of our other sponsors as well. Who else you got?
Base Cigars, Shaft Wipe, Shaft Wraps. Thank you to Two Guys with Balls. Sent us a sleeve of very cool chrome softs that I don't know where they found them. The bottom of some
Dude, they were brand new.
Yeah, when I hit them into the woods on that terrible round.
Yeah, it's a true story.
I think I got one left, but those guys are awesome. Aimbox, check out Aimbox. I need to use the Aimbox. You got the Aimbox right now.
I do. So maybe you need that and the Rapsodo.
And the Rapsodo. And Shaft Wipes. And Back 9 Clean. Yep.
All right, dude.
By the way, Joe, just real quick, and I promise to make this the last thing. When you do lose a wedge, whether you forgot it or you threw it and refused to go get it, when it has a custom Just the Tip shaft wrap on it, it usually makes its way back to you quicker than if it was the 10th Vokey wedge they found on the course that day.
Yeah. So
new
put a shaft wrap on
wraps.
Shaft wrap on your wedges, and
you won't lose them.
Yeah. And then, guys, check out our merch on the Golf League website. We have Just the Tips merch on there. Check that out and let us know. All right?
There you go. Buy your shirt.
Buy your shirt. All right, dude.
All right. I'm Adam.
I'm Mike. Just the Tips.
Just the Tips. Were we in the trust tree? I felt like we were in the trust tree.
Just the Tips.